drinks before I hopped on. I am dying today.
Welcome to Evilive, the live media commentary show that answers the question, why would the devil be shamed by the truth? Subscribe if you're new to the channel, because today we are reviewing The Rings of Power, Season 1, Episode 3, Adar, Adar, Adar.
Yeah.
Initial thoughts?
Dude, I was like seriously struggling to stay awake. Now, full transparency, it's probably because I forgot that I'm almost 40 and partied yesterday like I was still in my 20s, and then had to wake up at 6:30 to go to school. That might be a little bit of it. But man, I can't handle the fucking ADD YouTube generation of editing. It's just, it takes me out every time.
You noticed it in this one?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't notice. What the fuck? All right. I gotta watch it again, because I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, it just a lot of really like, ooh, this is a cool shot. And then, hey, let's go to something else. And then let's hang on to this for a second, really build up the music. And then 5 seconds later, okay, next scene. It's just, God, I can't stand that shit.
There was so many like lore drops in this that got me excited throughout the whole show. Like, Isildur? Fucking Isildur is in this? Like, that's amazing. That's like ties right into Lord of the Rings. That's like the connected. I mean, we have Galadriel, so that's also connective tissue.
There's a few things.
But fucking Isildur, like, God damn it! Like, I was so incredibly excited. And Halbrand is a character that was created just for this show, and I suspect, as I see a lot of leaks online of other people suspecting as well, that he is either Sauron himself or an aspect of Sauron. It's a huge spoiler if it's true. Because he just, you know, he's so interested in going to Númenor, and then he's not interested in getting to Númenor. Once he gets there, he wants to do forging, and he's like, I'm, you know, one of the best forgers around, and we know that right now Sauron is supposed to have, like, once he creates the rings, he's supposed to be in a different persona to then convince everyone to make rings, and then he then makes the one ring. But so he's supposed to be this amazing forger. So I don't know. It just seems like that Halbrand is supposed to be like an aspect of Sauron or something.
If it is, man, that just seems way too lazy and just too on the nose. Like, you got to give us some mystery. You got to give us some suspense. Not just like, hey, this guy forges, and hey, Sauron's taking a nap right now. Wink, wink. Oh, and
but then what about Adar?
His bloodline is the last of the motherfuckers that like were like, oh yeah, Morgoth, you're our boy. Like, fuck, that's just so goddamn lazy.
Go Team Morgoth. Yeah.
I mean, I'm Team Morgoth, just saying, but that's just lazy fucking writing if he is Sauron.
I mean, he's brand new character, so he could be anything, but that's my guess, is that he's definitely, which would be really kind of cool that Galadriel saved Sauron so that he could then make the Rings of Power that would ostensibly destroy all of Middle-earth or enslave all of Middle-earth. I just like that idea. Anyway, these are initial thoughts. Let's get into the episode here. This is directed by Wayne Che-Yip. It was written by Jason Cahill and Justin Dauble, and it premiered this last, I don't know when it premiered, September 9th, whatever that date that was.
That was Friday.
All right. It was a Friday.
Yeah, because they release on Fridays.
Yeah. I mean, if you wanted to stay up, if you were not an old person like me and stay up till 10 o'clock in our time zone, you could still watch it on Thursday, but
that's too late. Yeah, that's way too fucking late.
That's way past our Denny's happy. Wait, what is that called? The old people? Anyway, I don't know.
I'm not sure, Adam.
It's like the old people, they go and like eat at like fucking 4 or something for dinner, but there's like a name
that's what
for
we
it.
do.
There's like a title for it. I can't figure it out. All right.
I'm not sure.
Let's start. Oh, you'll know soon enough.
That's I already fucking like on the weekends. That's my dinner time is like 4. That way I can be bed by like 10.
On the weekends.
Yeah,
is
fuck
the-
yeah. I can sleep on a weekend. I'll take it. Shit.
Right.
I'm a loser.
So let's talk about this episode. Let's like walk through this. We
Yeah.
pick
So
up right where Galadriel and Halbrand are like drowning to death or something.
yep, they wake up on the ship, and turns out you were right. It's the Númenóreans, and they're mad because they're assholes. And
I feel like
dude
you're
stole a
distilling this a little bit.
Okay, fine. The Númenóreans have a beef with the elves because the Númenóreans were the last line of the people that were on Morgoth's balls. So the elves, being the ones that took out Morgoth, are like, you guys are cunts. And they're like, oh, you're fucking cunts. And someone's great-grandpa's great-grandpa decided, nah, no more elves here. And that's why they're hating on Galadriel.
Wow. It's like I was reading the Silmarillion.
I mean, it was. I'm very eloquent.
So, I mean, ultimately, the Queen Regent is following in her father's footsteps of rejecting elves.
Yeah.
You know, for whatever the reason is. I liked the mythology of the reason why Númenor and those humans have extended lives is because they were granted that land and that life span by the elves because they helped them in the war against Morgoth, which I never knew that before. I thought that was really, really cool. I didn't know why they. I thought maybe they were a different species of human or something, but I thought that was a cool explanation. But then when they rejected them, I still don't fully understand why the Númenóreans rejected elves. And so when we really get into it, we find out that where in my notes, Elros, Elrond's brother, actually like left all these clues on fucking Númenor, so that any elves that may have happened or any you know elf friend humans could like research the truth about everything or whatever.
Yeah.
This sounds very vague and sort of ridiculous. But in either case,
I mean, it's true. That's what the episode said.
Yeah. In either case, like Galadriel realizes that it's not a mark; it's actually the Southlands, and that there is a sect on Númenor that is still friendly to and has the back of the elves, and it's not all of them. It's just this Queen Regent and her sort of ancestry that's really anti-elf. They just happen to be in the position of power at this moment. But like that's amazing to me. Like she realizes. I think it's weird if you're Sauron. Why would then you be branding your geographical plans on other people's bodies?
I mean, it just makes sense. Like the Riddler has his question mark. The Joker leaves chattering teeth, and Sauron leaves a map to his house.
He's just like, hey, this is where I'm gonna be living. Like, when you're.
He's just hoping that he's gonna have people convert to his side.
I guess.
I mean, really, he got this shit into the deal.
It's kind of a shit plan, but.
I mean, we know how it works in the end, so.
Yeah. I mean, he was nearly effective. I mean, he almost had it in the bag.
Fuck yeah, I did.
Like he was that close. So I thought that was interesting that they sort of explained the brand as being this is actually like the Southlands, how he's going to terraform this region of Middle Earth into be like the home of evil, and it's something that. Of course, every evil entity has to have their sort of home base, but you never really would have thought that this is actually a map. It almost sounds really reductive and ridiculous.
Sorry, people.
But I still think it's kind of reductive and ridiculous. But that wasn't the entirety of the show, this episode. So
and honestly, like the lead up to them going to the I forget what they called it, but like the law of the land or the land law, whatever, the place where all the scrolls are. Like I like that interaction.
Library of Lore.
There we go. What the hell is the dude's name again?
Elendil.
Yeah, there we go. Like he was. I liked him fucking with her the whole time.
Oh, he's great.
And then just being like, yeah, man, I got kids. I get it. Like, no, you're just being a snot-nosed shit. He's like, you want to run away, you can't run away. How about I take you away and you learn some cool shit? Oh, I'm snotty. I'm blah. Fuck you. And then he starts speaking Elvish, and she's like, okay, fine. I guess I trust you.
She's like, oh, shit.
It's like, wait, you speak Elvish? Yeah, there's a lot of people that do where I'm from. Oh, cool. You want to ride? Wait, did you say ride? And then just goofy face the whole time.
You have a stallion? Mama,
like
hungry.
It was goofy. It was short, but it was fun.
Yeah. I like the whole little Elendil, Amin's elf friend, and like the Queen Regent didn't really trust him because of his fucking name.
Yeah, because he had a choice in his name.
Yeah.
Fucking
It was
turd.
like he changed it to that, right? No, he was given it, bitch. It's not his choice. Grow the fuck up.
Yeah, exactly. That's how names work.
Yeah. Which is it's crazy. You don't get to choose your name as an infant.
Yeah.
What world are we living in? But I do like the idea because he's part of that other faction. And so we realize that Númenor is not just, again, like everything else we've been shown, not every group is a monolith. Like we are individuals amongst a greater clan of entities. And so I really like that because it just adds depth and texture and discord in this era of Númenor, which I, as a neophyte, not knowing shit about shit, really thought it was a monolith. Like everyone was the same. It was like Atlantis or something. And then we get to meet a whole bunch of other like really cool characters that will turn into something really fascinating, but at this point are just sort of learning their trades and lives and stuff. I did like Halbrand, his little attempt to become a forger.
It was pretty funny.
Smith, and then like ended up like schmoozing the guys that were going to kick the shit out of him, and then stealing his fucking Smith badge. And then getting the shit kicked out of him, except that he kicked the shit out of all of them.
Yeah, I mean, that was good. That was fun to see them.
He's not like a normal dude. Normal dudes can't do that. He's not Jackie Chan. Like, Jackie Chan's not Númenorian. So, how the fuck can he kick shit like that? Why didn't he do that to the fucking orcs when he was in the Southlands? He's a goddamn king, we find out.
Well, I mean, that's what he did to get the fuck out of there, I'm assuming.
Die Hard did it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Push that son of a bitch off the tower, and now we celebrate it every Christmas.
I mean, it really is Bruce Willis's fault. It's still a beautiful film. But, like, I like the idea that what will become Sauron's kicking grounds, stomping grounds, is fucking Halbrand's former home. That means that his people sided with Morgoth. Like, his people were in the fucking back pocket of Morgoth and like just got sick and tired of smelling his ass, and fucking Halbrand just jetted out, leaving everyone else behind, getting murdered, and whatever happened to him. Kind of like that idea. But then it begs the question, if he's not Sauron, if Halbrand's just the king of the Southlands that happened to be usurped by Morgoth, and now he doesn't want anything to do with it, fuck is he doing? Is he just trying to find a new life on Númenor? Like, is it that simple?
What he said. I believe it.
Okay.
I mean, you're a king. You're fucking royalty. You have land, and then somebody comes by and just kicks you in the nuts, says, nah, mine. Yeah, I'd want to fuck off and go somewhere else and change my name.
You can't get any further west as a human than Númenor. So that's as close to everlasting life as you're ever going to get. It's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Right. So it could be either way. Either or. And then we cut over to Arondir. Arondir, who was captured, and we find out that he's actually, along with all the other elves at Ostgilad or wherever they were ultimately captured by these fucking wily orcs, who apparently, people who can't ever go out into the sun are able to capture everyone.
Well, yeah, because they fall into their sinkholes. Duh.
Yeah, but the elves are digging the sinkholes. So, like, the elves are just digging up to their own houses?
Don't try to rationalize it.
All right.
It makes sense if you don't think about it, Adam.
Yeah. And it all comes down to like a tree. Like if you're an orc and you're thinking, we've got to get on the other side of this tree, we can either do the easy route of going around it, or we can take the wildly too long, awkward, difficult route of convincing these elves to cut down a tree. Which one are we going to choose? And they're like,
yeah, right.
Let's convince the elves.
Well, this is also coming from a band of marauders that, like, are apparently vampires and can't handle the sun, but only on their face. They can handle it on their arms and their legs because they're all wearing short sleeves and shorts. But if their faces are exposed to the sun,
Oh man,
then
you're
it
gonna
really
make me
hurts.
not like this. Damn it,
Dude,
I enjoyed this.
I'm sorry,
You're
man.
ruining
I'm
it.
sorry. I want to like this, god damn it. I did not want to be one of those guys who's like, oh, this is fucking stupid. Because there's enough of that in this world, but God, there's just
That's
a
how
lot of
orcs
things.
were always, though, right? They couldn't be in the sun, direct sunlight.
Yeah, their entire body, not just their fucking face.
Yeah, but part of that was like that was the shit detail. Like they'd made that clear early on, where they're like, I don't want to go out there, and the sun. He's like, you're gonna go out there till you're black and fucking burnt. Like, get out there. So it was like the shit orc duty that had to go out there because they were suffering. Like they were burning the whole time. It's just they had to be done because they had to fucking watch the stupid conniving elves and good people. Fucking good people, right? Is
Sure.
that not the case?
I mean, they're all outside. As long as their face is covered, they're fine. But their exposed arms and exposed legs are.
But they were. I guess my point was that they were burning no matter what. It's just
No, because there was no fucking smoke coming off them. Like the faces, as soon as their faces were exposed, there was visible smoke coming off of their face because of the burns.
Man, this is gonna be bad.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man,
I'm sorry.
We didn't even talk about reviews for me to queue it up. We're gonna have to do this live. We're gonna have to find those -3 eyes.
Yeah. You'll be surprised by my rating.
Okay. I liked the fact that they're literally terraforming the land for Sauron's home. Like I like that aspect of it. At first I thought they were like tunneling to, I don't know, like attack some specific type of person or something, but really they're taking over the land and terraforming the land. And that I think it's believable, it's interesting, and they're using slaves to do it, which is, why would you do it yourself when you
and part of it too, like it's not just terraforming and shit and getting slaves, but they're also searching for the blade that we saw in earlier episodes, because that's what they did talk about.
To them. Like, do you have any guesses? Any speculation?
I mean, it could just be like, oh my god, why can't I think of this sword's name? Whatever.
I did hear some people drawing comparisons with like the sword that Isildur cut Sauron's hand off with.
Yeah, that's essentially, like, it's their version of that. Maybe, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know enough about the history to really understand why, when we saw Sauron wielding like a mace or something, in the war that they're ultimately gonna end this season with, or not the season, but the show. So I don't get it. Like if it's a Morgul blade, then that would make sense why they want it back, because isn't that like a super evil fucking powerful blade? But if it's just like a normal corrupted blade, but then it has the map on it, so maybe they're trying to collect all the pieces of the maps.
Oh, you know what they're trying to do? They're trying to find the secret room on the Death Star so that they can get the Wayfinder.
I've never seen you this way before.
Dude, I want to like it. That's what makes me so mad, is it's just so not good. And it kills me. Man. Yeah.
I don't know where to go from here.
Well, from there, we can definitely go to where the Harfoots are now, because they're coming up on their annual migration. Right. And that's when the stranger ends up falling into the place and busts everything and scares the shit out of everybody. And that was some shit. Like, I know I'm condensing it, but I mean, that's really all it was Nori was trying to steal the map, because of course they're still trying to figure out stuff, or I guess not the map, but the book, to see if she can find where the constellation is, because ultimately that's the goal, is to find out what skies that constellation is in, so hopefully he can get home or something. And she finds the map. What's that?
I was gonna say, whatever his plans are, we have no fucking idea what who it even is, like, let alone what he wants to do.
Yeah. But so then, of course, she gets the little bit of information that was in the book, and it's all wacky antics, and she leaves it out for him with some food. And of course, the best place to leave secret stuff for somebody that's not supposed to be around is right next to the camp where everybody's celebrating. And then the guy that doesn't understand anything lights the shit on fire because he's so excited, and then gets scared because fire bad. And Frankenstein's monsters his way through the camp.
We've all seen Frankenstein.
Yeah. Yep, that was pretty much it. And then he pops. Okay, like this is stupid, but I thought it was funny. It did make me chuckle a little. Was when he got all wrapped up in the netting and stuff and jumped up and looked like a monster and everybody's freaking out. That was pretty funny. But yeah, that's when the what are they brandy brooks?
Brandy wine?
Brandyfoot. Sorry,
Brandyfoot.
Brandyfoots. Yeah, that's when they ultimately end up getting not quite cast out, but as cast out as they can.
End of the fucking migration line.
Yeah, because
basically a death sentence.
Yeah, well, of course, because her pop's leg is all fucked. And prior to all this shit happening, he was talking about, oh yeah, I'll be fine as long as I'm at the beginning of the line. Then essentially everybody has to wait for me. We'll be fine. And of course, all this has to happen during the celebration of, like, hey, these are the people left behind, so let's drink to them, and then they get left behind.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen Land Before Time. I think you may have. So we know the dinosaurs. Not all of them make it. Same with the Harfoots.
I mean, that's what happens.
It was so funny the whole time I was watching like the Harfoot migration. I was just like, why don't they have like remember that there's like this little like comedic relief like pterodactyl bird? I can't remember his name right now. I was
Ducky.
Like, why don't they have Ducky? Like,
because Ducky's dad killed Ducky. Or was it the stepdad? I don't remember.
Jeez.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
that's why. They're like, we don't want to bring that back.
Sorrow.
Some bad juju.
Fucking hell. But then whoever the stranger is, he's like, I'll help you, without saying anything. And then he just starts pushing. Which I guess means they catch up, or at least they keep pace, or they don't die. Like, worst case scenario, you're left behind. Doesn't mean you're dead. It just means you're not with everyone else. What if there's like whole left behind cultures of fucking Harfoots that turn into hobbit settlements, and they're all like thinking they're dead, but really they're just like, well, we can't find them anymore, so let's hang our hat here.
Right? You think that would just make sense, and that sounds ideal. Like, well, these guys are cunts. I'll just stay right here.
They just keep walking till they die. Like, what is that? Who does that?
I don't know.
No one does that. That's
fucking
not a
weirdos.
thing. Like they just settle.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it seemed like a pretty place. I would want to just get left behind there. Fuck.
Yeah, I mean, the entire Middle Earth landscape is just amazing. We should just move to fucking Middle Earth.
I agree wholeheartedly, Adam.
Okay, so then ultimately we get to the part where I like hung my hat on the episode, and that's the fucking warg is unleashed on the elves.
It was going so well.
Could have been.
So well.
And the fucking design of this goddamn warg. The thing is, here's the worst part about this. They spent millions of dollars on this goddamn show. They couldn't just take the existing design of wargs and apply it forward? Like, take all of the coding and just fucking move it forward? They redesigned it, but they redesigned it comic book.
You know what it is? Okay. I now know what it reminds me of. The fucking hyenas from The Lion King. Yeah. That's what it reminds me of.
Yeah. A goddamn Disney cartoon.
Yeah.
The eyes didn't even look like animal eyes. They looked like cartoon human eyes.
Yeah, straight up.
Ridiculous.
It was weird.
I immediately started freaking the fuck out. My wife was like, what is wrong with you? What? What? I was like, don't you see? Why is this happening?
2 franchises. that they could have pulled from and used
So
that,
bad.
which
Yeah.
were beautiful designs that
6
everybody
films.
accepted.
6 fucking films they could have taken it from.
Mm-hmm.
No, let's do our own thing. Yeah, that's great. You guys all remember how the Sonic film originally looked, and then the fans backlashed and they changed things. Why didn't you do the same test with the wargs that you're fucking... Like, whoever is on warg duty needs to be fired and then probably tar and feathered. We haven't done that in a long time.
I agree.
We need to bring that back. Because that was ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't even, like, bad filmmaking. It was just horribly stupid choices made by the fucking CG people. I can't ever forgive this. It doesn't look... If you looked at like the elves and the orcs, and then they showed like the wolves, which I even think the wolves are weird looking, but then you throw in the warg next to them, and you're like, it's a cartoon.
It's like somebody got a warg puppy that was already like, it should have been put down. Let's be honest. And then they just beat it over the head every single day of its life up until it got to that point. That's what it looked like.
And then they gave it like a Bon Jovi fucking puffy hairdo.
Yeah.
Because it had like a little crop, like on the top of its head, like fucking Sonic's little spiky thing. Oh, it looked so goddamn stupid. I was so angry.
So bad.
Like, how can you, as an audience member, look at this and think, ooh, that's scary, and not instead think, what the fuck?
Yeah, I'm more thinking, God, all those elves are pussies. They could have just smacked it on the nose and said no. Because it didn't even do anything. It just bit him real quick. Didn't try to eat him. Just,
yeah.
I did a good job.
Stupid, so goddamn dumb. I did like how that scene ended, though. Like, as soon as they did, like, I guess, I can't even remember if they defeated it because I was so mad. All I remember is after that, Arondir climbing up to the top thinking he was escaping or something. And he's like rows of archers murdering the fucking escapees. I was just like, that's
gets pegged. He's like, wait, why is he stopping? Is he looking at the land? And he turns around. There's an arrow sticking out of his chest. And it's like, of course he's not going to get away. Then gets clipped again and then drops.
I thought that was beautiful.
And then gets pulled the fuck down and you watch him fall. And that was pretty funny.
Yeah. I did like that he was facing certain death. His friends were going to die. And he's like, fuck it. I'll cut the goddamn tree down. Fuck this tree. It's not worth it, man. Like, I feel like we've all been there in life. Like, we have this sort of stand that we're willing to make, but then we look at the reality of it and we're like, it's not worth it. Fuck it. Let's just...
Yeah, I mean, it's real.
For some of us, it's continuing to watch this series.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And I'm going to force myself to like it.
It's gotta be amazing. It's gotta be amazing. They spent
the
so
thing
much
is,
money.
like, the last episode, I thoroughly enjoyed the last episode.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's an every other type of thing, I think I can live with that and not completely hate it. But man, they gotta do a one for me, one for them, at least.
Yeah.
Especially because I know what they gave up for this.
What do you mean?
That's a whole other podcast. So I'm not going to start.
What do you mean?
The fucking Dark Tower series.
Oh, really? The producers?
Yeah, they had the option. Like, they had actually already shot the pilot for a Dark Tower series, and the guy who was writing it and directing it and essentially going to just do all the show running, like, is a fucking Stephen King nerd. Like, knows his shit inside and out, and he actually did a run through of what the pilot episode was, and it almost had me in tears how fucking beautiful it was. So I think that's part of my problem with this series is I'm giving it way too much of a critical eye just because I know what else it could have been, or what else could have been if this hadn't happened.
Wait, why do you think one is the result of the other, though?
Because that's what Amazon said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they were like, they could only have like 3 that they were going to focus on. Obviously, The Boys is killing it, and then they had the Wheel of Time or whatever the fuck it was.
Garbage. Wheel of Time was a dumpster fire.
That's Amazon's choice. They chose that, The Boys, and then it was a toss-up between the Dark Tower and this.
Oh man.
Yeah, so
that's a bad choice.
It's a really bad choice.
Hell. Yeah, I fought through watching the whole Wheel of Time series, and I was not happy. I didn't even know the fuck. First of all, let me just say, I was bitching about the Wheel of Time character design for like the bad guys They're like these big, like, I don't know, orcs or whatever. They look stupid as fuck. And I was just making this big how do you do about it. But they don't compare even close to how shitty the wargs are.
Dude, it is bad. Like, if you've ever seen the meme of the fucking 3-headed dragon, where it's like, big badass dragon, even bigger badass dragon, and then derpy ass fucking dragon head over here, that's what that fucking warg is.
Yep. 100%.
It's just, it's so bad.
All right, so that's our review of this episode. What are you going to give it as far as a rating is concerned?
I will give it a 2 out of 5. I think is reasonable.
Okay, this is not the accurate on-screen representation. I haven't updated it yet. That's the accurate.
There we go. So
I didn't update mine.
I had a lot of problems with it.
Yeah.
And there were a lot of really bad choices. But I mean, I'm also trying to separate my brain. I'm trying to do what I did with The Rise of Skywalker, where I just try not to think about it so I can enjoy it.
Right.
Like, oh, pretty. I like pretty.
Okay, you put it in that context, and I totally understand exactly what you're talking about now.
It's just
that rings home for me.
It's I just want to shut off the critical part of my brain so I can just enjoy it.
Right.
But every now and then that shit peeks through and it's like, that doesn't make sense. Shut up, brain.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's hard.
I get it now, actually. Okay, I gave it 3 because first of all, just Númenor being in there is an eye. I loved seeing Númenor. I thought it was beautiful city. I love the parallels between Númenor and the fabled city of Atlantis. I'm a nerd for ancient human history, and so I love the idea of extrapolating that to fantasy worlds and stuff like that. To be quite honest, I love the discord between the different peoples of Númenor, whether they like elves or they don't. As soon as we moved over the Harfoots, I'm not invested in them right now. I don't give a fuck about the stranger. I don't give a fuck about Nori trying to find the fucking constant. Like, none of that matters to me because it means nothing at this point.
Yeah.
There's no substance to it at all. But then seeing the orcs like terraforming land and hunting for that sword, if that ends up being what they're hunting for ultimately, like, that's cool. I like that too. And so the orc design is beautiful. More. And the orcs are terrifying. Like, I love that they're wearing those bone animal masks in order to protect themselves from the sun and stuff. I thought that was a cool little touch. I love that they're, have those canopies going over as if they lived in fucking Saudi Arabia or some shit, and they're just trying to fucking, like, live in the heat of the sun or something. I didn't notice the arms being exposed when they were burning, and so that is something that I'm going to have to watch again and, like, start railing against. But as soon as that word came out, they lost me. That was too much for me. That was the bridge too far. If you can't do a goddamn dog, of all the easiest goddamn creatures to make, you fucked the wolf design already. You're like, wolf's got to be a Middle-earth wolf. But we've seen fucking wolves already. So you can just follow the design.
It could just be a normal fucking wolf, just a little bit bigger.
You don't have to do some special fucking weird lippy thing. I don't know what the fuck it was. It was weird. But then the warg, there's so many great scenes with wargs.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so my rating would have been a solid 3, maybe even a 4, because as soon as he's like, get the warg, I'm like, fuck yes. Let's see these elves get their asses ripped apart. And then that popped out. I'm like, oh.
I think it's made worse by the fact that scene up until that point was so tense. It was like, you've earned extra water. Drink it. And they're like reluctantly drinking. And he's all laughing. I'm like, oh, fuck, they're going to be poisoned. They know they're poisoned, but they're drinking it anyway. Fuck, they're going to be poisoned. And then he cuts it to his throat. I was like, oh, shit, that's badass. Yes. Yes, fucking orcs are awesome.
It got good.
And then they got a warg. And I was like, why did you go to Saturday morning cartoons? You were on the right track. Fuck.
Yeah.
I guess the ultimate point is that Amazon should hire us as consultants.
Obviously.
If they want a real hit TV show, they need to come to the experts right here.
Yeah, I mean, we're their target demographic, whether they understand that or not.
Fucking adult nerdy men. with apparently nothing better to complain about in life. Fucking first world problems. There's people like scrounging for clean water, dealing with fucking malaria. And
they
like,
didn't have to have their hearts ripped out of their asses by seeing that goofy ass award. So you know what? I envy them, Adam. I envy them.
I choose dysentery over this. Given a choice.
Be more interesting.
Right. Anything else you want to talk about?
Oh.
All right, let's kill this fucking turd. Let's flush it. Thank you all so much for tuning in. What did you think? Did you like the work design? Are we way off base?
Please tell us how we're wrong. I really, really want to enjoy this.
Yeah. Well, I mean, equally so. Like the things that we're complaining about, let us know if you thought the same. But tell us what you love about this. You know, what keeps you watching it? Because I don't think I'm that far removed from your take, Cameron, when we first started talking about this. Of a couple more episodes like this, I'm not going to be into it anymore. Like, I was 100% in, and then suddenly one thing is going to turn me off and shut me down from being really wanting to, explore this further. What is the line, I guess, for you watching? What is going too far where you're just like, I'm just out. I can't do this anymore. I'm out. I'm curious. I'd like to know. And if it's just the color of ethnicities, you can fuck off.
Yeah. You can just go go burn a cross on your neighbor's lawn like you're planning on doing and fuck right off out of Middle Earth. Yeah. There's more important things to bitch about than people's color, the color of their skin, you assholes.
It's true.
Like the warg.
Shit that comes out of their mouths.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
Yeah. Wait, what did you say?
The wargs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, of course. All right. Thank you all so much for tuning in. We appreciate your time and attention. Have a great one. And until next time, always remember that evil spelled backwards is live. So get out there and be fucking evil. At least with a good warg design, though. Be a good warg design.
For
evil.
fuck's sake. Even just do a print off of a screenshot and cut it out and put it on a stick. I'll accept that.
That would have been better. That would have been awesome.
It would have been a solid 5 for me, just saying.